This is the Marriage Journal, a 52-week journal designed to help you connect, communicate, and grow in love. Let me show you how it works. In the beginning of the journal, there's a sample journal, which shows you exactly how the journal works. Open to the first entry, and you'll have an encouragement for your marriage, a calendar section to get on the same page with your spouse heading into the week ahead, and then the main part of the journal, which is the 6 weekly questions. At the beginning of the Marriage Journal, there's a section for you to fill out your mission and your vision. Now, I know this can sound a little bit daunting, but this is something that's very worth it to set aside some time to do before you dive into the weekly cadence of the journal. So, here's that section. First, you're going to start with your marriage mission statement. Think of this as basically something that you can refer back to throughout your marriage, something that you want to stand for, that you want to be about as a couple. That summed up in a couple of sentences is your marriage mission statement. Then you have family pillars. Think of family pillars as like values for your family or for your relationship. For example, it could be a pillar of generosity or hospitality, or maybe you have a pillar that relates to work. Whatever that might be for you, think about some things that you value as a couple that you want to be your family pillars. Then think about some 1-year goals that you have as a couple. These are really fun places, our 1-year goals and our 5-year goals, for Jeremy and I to refer back to. We love looking back at the goals that we have in previous marriage journals just to see what our goals were during the first year of our marriage, second year of our marriage, and so on, and see if we're meeting some of those 5-year goals that we made 5 years ago. Once again, I know that this whole process is something that's going to take you a little bit more time than the weekly journal, but this is something that can be really fun to do if you set aside like a date night to go through this, and this can be something that is really fun to look back on and refer to. Think about these 1-year and 5-year goals as a space for you to get on the same page with your spouse about your trajectory and where you're headed, to align in your goals and your dreams and the things that you're striving and working for as a couple. After you go through the mission and vision part of the marriage journal, now you're going to dive into the weekly marriage journal entries. This is the main portion of the journal that you're going to do every single week. You get to pick a day that works best for you and your spouse to sit down and build this rhythm of communication into your marriage. So let me show you what a blank journal entry looks like. You're going to start out with week 1. There's a short little encouragement for your marriage. Then it goes into the calendar, which is a space for you and your spouse to talk about date nights that you might have planned, or get-togethers with friends, maybe a babysitter for the kids, or a big work commitment that you have coming up. It's a way for you to get on the same page headed into the week ahead. So these 6 questions are really the magic of the journal. This is where you're diving into meaningful conversations with your spouse to get on the same page, grow an understanding of each other, and ultimately in love. So the way Jeremy and I like to do it is take turns writing week to week. So 1 week, I'll be the one writing our answers to each of these questions, and then the next week, it will be Jeremy. To better show you the way that we do this, I'm just gonna flip back to the sample journal so that you can see exactly how we do it. So we've filled out the calendar section. Then here's how we do it. Basically, this is Jeremy's handwriting. So Jeremy has written my answer to what brought me joy this week, and Jeremy has written his answer to what brought him joy this week, and we repeat for all 6 questions. Also, once a month, there are 2 additional questions that we don't feel are necessary to ask every week, but are really helpful to ask once a month. It's as simple as that. These questions just repeat themselves for the entire year of the journal. So we hope that this journal is something that will help you and your spouse to connect, communicate, and grow in love, to ultimately share your heart and understand theirs, and to build a rhythm of communication in your marriage for years to come.